Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you're just stepping into the world of mechatronics engineering, you've probably already realized something pretty fast. This is a weirdly demanding major to shop for. Standard laptop buying advice? Yeah, it's practically useless for you. I mean, most guides out there are built for mechanical engineers who only use CAD, or maybe computer science students who never even look at a 3D model. But you've got to do it all. So let's dive into the data from engineering laptops to figure out the exact hardware you'll actually need to survive and thrive in 2026. All right, let's look at our roadmap for this explainer so you know exactly how we're going to tackle this laptop shopping nightmare today. We'll start with the mechatronics problem, then map out the essential hardware requirements, check out the heavyweight contenders, look at value, budget, and Apple, and wrap it all up with a final verdict. So, part 1, the mechatronics problem. You might be wondering, why is mechatronics so incredibly weird to shop for? Well, it's because your major is a total hybrid. It mashes together mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and software engineering into one really intense package. Like one semester you're running massive 3D assemblies for a robot arm, and the literal next semester you're tuning a PID controller, which is basically a math loop that keeps a robot balanced in a simulation, or writing low-level code directly to a custom circuit board. And this right here perfectly illustrates the chaos. You're not just running one type of software. You're constantly jumping between totally different, highly demanding programs. SolidWorks desperately needs a dedicated GPU, MATLAB will absolutely chew through multi-core CPUs, and robotic simulations like Gazebo, they eat your RAM for breakfast. And now, with light machine learning entering capstone projects, you've got to have CUDA acceleration, which means relying on specific NVIDIA graphics cores to crunch complex math all at once. This crazy mix is exactly why an average off-the-shelf laptop is going to choke halfway through your sophomore year. Moving right along to part 2, essential hardware requirements.
Okay, if you take nothing else away, zero in on this number, 6 gigabytes. Specifically, 6 gigabytes of VRAM on a dedicated graphics card. This is the absolute bare minimum you're going to need to handle 100-plus part assemblies and those complex visual simulations, without your machine just straight up crashing on you. Integrated graphics simply will not cut it in this major. No way. Next up, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Now, sure, 16 gigs is the bare minimum to scrape by, but 32 gigs? That's the true sweet spot if you want to future-proof your degree. Just picture a standard Tuesday night studying. You've got MATLAB running, a web browser with like 20 research tabs open, maybe a Linux virtual machine for ROS, and your CAD software, all running at the exact same time. Having 32 gigabytes is what stops that whole workflow from turning into a laggy, stuttering nightmare. Let's jump into part 3, the heavyweight contenders. Starting us off, we have the Lenovo ThinkPad P16 Gen 3. Listen, if budget is a total non-issue for you, this is the machine to get. This thing is a genuine mobile workstation. It's not just a gaming laptop wearing a business suit. It is literally built to survive 4 years of being tossed in a backpack between labs, all while easily crushing the heaviest rendering tasks you can throw its way. Now, what's really fascinating here is that ISV certification. That stands for Independent Software Vendors. It means the people who actually make software like SolidWorks and AutoCAD test and guarantee stability on this specific hardware. Basically, it won't crash mid-render. You can configure it with the new Core Ultra processors and an RTX Pro GPU with ECC memory, which actually prevents data corruption during those super long simulations. The catch? Well, it's heavy. We're talking over 5 pounds. It starts around $1,700. And honestly, the battery life is pretty mediocre under a heavy load. But hey, maybe you don't want to carry around a heavy workstation brick all day. If you still need that massive CAD-capable power, ASUS actually fixed their old thermal throttling complaints with the 2026 ROG Zephyrus G16 refresh. They added a thicker vapor chamber, making this the absolute best balance of portability and power right now. Looking at what's under the hood, it packs a Core Ultra 9 and up to an RTX 5080. Plus, that 16-inch OLED screen is just fantastic for reading fine CAD details without frying your eyes. It's incredibly thin, light, and fast. However, you are trading away that professional ISV certification we just talked about, which means those massive 500-part assemblies might occasionally hiccup. Add in a bulky 240-watt charger and a premium price tag that often blows past $2,400, and you're definitely paying for that portability. So think about it like this. Comparing these two heavyweights is essentially like choosing between an indestructible professional tank and a high-speed sports car that you can easily slide into your backpack. Both of them are going to absolutely destroy your coursework. It really just depends on whether you value bulletproof stability or everyday portability more.
All right, part 4, value, budget, and Apple. First up in the value category, we've got the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. Honestly, for most students, this is going to be the smartest use of your money. It quietly does almost everything the heavyweights do, but it keeps the price well under $2,000.
It basically does 90% of what that ThinkPad P16 does for roughly half the price. You're getting a Core Ultra 7 processor, dedicated RTX 50 series graphics, and a really nice OLED display. It'll breeze through undergraduate CAD and MATLAB. The trade-offs? Well, it definitely has that RGB gaming aesthetic, which might look a little out of place in a professional engineering lab. Also, you really need to be plugged into the wall for any demanding work. Oh, and the fans get loud, like seriously loud. Prepare to sound like a Boeing 747 taking off if you try rendering something in the middle of a dead silent lecture hall.
Okay, let's address the massive, controversial elephant in the engineering room, the Apple MacBook Pro 14-inch with the M5 Pro chip. I know, putting a Mac on a Mechatronics list is going to make some purists twitch, but the reality of modern engineering programs makes this incredibly viable for a very specific type of student.
Look, here is the absolute truth. You are going to have to work around the lack of native SolidWorks by using virtual machines or cloud PCs. That's just a fact. But in return for that hassle, you get an absolutely silent machine with up to 24 hours of battery life. It is in a completely different universe compared to the Windows laptops we just looked at. If your specific program leans more toward Python, robotic simulation, and cloud CAD like Onshape or Fusion 360 rather than strict SolidWorks, this is a phenomenal daily driver. Apple's unified memory architecture, which means the CPU and graphics share the exact same pool of memory, allows data to move instantly between them. That noticeably speeds up MATLAB and Python simulations. It's absolutely flawless for embedded development, and best of all, you will never be that person with the roaring fan noise during a quiet lecture. But what if you're an incoming freshman on a really strict budget? For students who need to keep it around the $800 mark, the Acer Nitro V16 is here to make sure you aren't set up to struggle during those critical first years of study. Getting 8 gigs of VRAM on a dedicated RTX 5050 in a machine under $900 is honestly incredibly generous. It's going to easily handle your undergraduate CAD basics without stuttering. Now, the trade-off is the entry-level CPU, meaning complex Simulink models will definitely take a bit longer to process. And yeah, you'll probably need to upgrade that 512 gigs of storage later on. But for this price point, this is an incredibly solid foundation.
Finally, part 5, the final verdict. All right, let's boil this all down. This is essentially your ultimate cheat sheet. Just match your biggest constraint on the left directly to the machine on the right. You want zero compromises for 4 years in grad school? Get the ThinkPad P16. Want portable power and an amazing screen? Zephyrus G16. Want the smartest bang for your buck? Legion Pro 5i. Does your syllabus focus heavily on coding and you absolutely hate being tethered to a wall outlet? Grab the MacBook Pro. And if you just need to survive freshman year on a tight budget, the Acer Nitro V16 is your best bet. Ultimately, mechatronics is quite literally the science of building the future. But you know what? You really can't build tomorrow's robotics with yesterday's hardware. So weigh out your daily workflow, thoroughly check your specific syllabus requirements, and ask yourself which of these machines is going to empower you to build your future. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and happy building.